Hello, gorgeous friends. Hello, my beautiful friends. I'm live. Hi, Facebook. I've been going live on Instagram lately, so I'm happy to be back doing a live with all of my Facebook people. Hi. I'm here to talk to you all about having reasons why. Knowing our reasons why. Why we are who we are. Why we are how we are. Why things are the way they are. Why we desire to create other things. Why we have dreams. Why we have visions. All of the things. So, and I'm gonna have this little chat with you through the lens of who I am and through the lens of my own experience and why I live the way that I do and why I choose to do the things that I do and why I spend my life and my time and my energy in the ways that I do. So first, if you are new to my world or if you've never experienced me before, then it will probably be helpful for me to share a little bit. Hola! It'll probably be helpful for me to share a little bit more with you about who I am. So, hi, if you're new, hi. It's so great to have you. I'm Miranda. And if you've been around for a while, you know I love you, and I'm so grateful to have you here as well. Give me 1 second. So, I'm Miranda. Now, I'm a Canadian. I currently live in Costa Rica. Now, I ended up in Costa Rica because I followed this big dream of mine. I've always had this dream to live in the tropics and escape the cold Canadian winters. So, in 2021, I finally made the leap and got very innovative to find a way out here and make a way for me to create a life and an experience where I could live in the warmth on the beach and have that whole dream come to fruition. So I made my way out here. Now I'm self-employed, so I have been running my own businesses in the online space. I started my first online business back in 2016. And at the time, I was also personal training and doing fitness and nutrition coaching. And I eventually moved that career online as well and began doing all of that kind of work online. And then my teachings and my methods and what I loved to practice and share and live and help other people with, it just kind of grew and evolved with me over the years. So at this point, I do infinite potential mentoring, and I also teach people how to self-heal because that was a huge part of my journey and my world and what I have had to practice and live. And now that I get to share that with other people. So infinite potential, self-healing, and I'm also part of the beauty industry now. I work with the #1 anti-aging premium hair care brand in the world. So I help people get the best hair and beauty and confidence of their entire lives. So that's a little bit about me, okay? Now I want to share a little bit about why I live this way. Why I live this way. Why I live in Costa Rica. Why I run my own businesses. Why I have multiple businesses. Why I have multiple sources of income. Why I am who I am, because it is definitely not by accident. I am not who I am at all by accident. Bringing my life to the place where it is today and getting myself to the point where I'm an embodiment of the woman who I am today. This was intentional and on purpose. And it takes work every single day, but it's some of the most worth it work I've ever done in my life is through the devotion that I have to myself. So why do I live this way? So, like, if you know me from the past, if you know me from years back, high school days, even like coming out of high school, you know, the first few years shifting into adulthood, you know, I was not. Things were not the same. My priorities were not the same. My life was not the same. I was not the same. Now, something happened to me when I was 18 years old, and I ended up manifesting a life-threatening illness where I almost lost my life, and I healed from it once. It was a really rare case. The doctors couldn't really identify what the cause of my issue was or why it was happening, so I was just one of those cases where they just never had answers. I was the healthiest unhealthy person they ever seen. Really weird. Anyways, they're like, you're healthy, go back to your normal life. There's a rare chance this will ever happen again. So I did. But it happened again. And the second time it happened, I had a huge wake-up call, because after I healed and I had gotten better, I just went back to the same old habits, the same old ways of being, the same old actions, the same old things as I had been involved with previously. And I got the same result that I was previously getting, which was illness and sickness and dis-ease in my body that literally almost took my life. Now, the second time it happened, something happened within me, and I recognized that something needed to shift. And I knew that it wasn't something outside of me that needed to shift. I knew I needed to choose to create a change and create a different outcome and create a different reality. Now, by the second time it happened, praise God, I was introduced to personal development and self-help and energy healing and the metaphysical and spirituality and all of these things. These had synchronistically come into my life, popped up into my life, were brought to my awareness that these were worlds and areas of life that existed. And that was when I had a decision to make, was after that second time I got sick. And having the new knowledge and new resources and new connections with people who were doing these things, like healing themselves and working on themselves and being their best selves, and, you know, starting businesses and doing good in the world and all of these things, I recognized there was a different path for me. I didn't have to go down the same route that I had walked previously that got me back to the same place of where I was previously, ill, dying, right? I had a different option. There was a different route that I could take. So I just dove in. I dove into self-help. I dove into personal development. By that time, I was running, like I said, my fitness and nutrition business online. And I was also working with the very first network marketing company that I was ever with. And actually, through that network marketing company was probably the sole reason that my life was saved at that point in time. When I really think about it now, that makes me so emotional. Because without that first network marketing company I ever worked with, I never would have made the leap to start working on myself. I never would have been introduced, well, at least not at that point, to personal development, to self-help, to my first ever spiritual mentor, who is now literally one of my greatest friends. Like, my whole world changed through that experience of being with that network marketing company. So that was a huge catalyst for me. But me getting sick and having this point in my life where I had to choose to change everything, that is the biggest and the very first reason why I even live my life the way that I do today. That is the reason why I work on myself. That is the reason why I help myself. That is the reason why I honor myself, right? That is the reason why I live by my unique design. That is the reason why I literally do everything that I do in the way that I do it, is because that was what I had to do in order to save myself, in order to save my life, was to bring deeper intentionality and devotion into every single area of my life. Because nobody was coming to change it for me. Nobody was coming to heal my body, right? Nobody was coming to change my mindset. Nobody was coming to save me in my financial situation, right? That was up to me. And it is up to me. Whenever it comes to any dream, any desire, anything I want in my life, in my world, in myself, it's up to me. So this is why I live how I live. Okay? So that number one, I can be in devotion to myself. So I have the choice and the freedom to be able to care for myself, pour into myself, prioritize myself, honor myself, follow my alignment, follow my unique design, right? Live the life and the reality that is truly nourishing and fulfilling for me so I can have my highest quality of life, right? That brings me into then my next level of why. Now, when I'm able to be my best self, I'm able to go out into the world and do more of the things that I desire to do, right? When I am healthy, when I am wealthy, when I am fulfilled, when I am happy, when I feel good, right? Now, so the devotion is number one to myself, and then my devotion to other people and my service and how I desire to help and how I desire to support others and how I desire to uplift others and empower them on their journey, right? That's part two. So that's another layer of why I live this way, because I desire to make a difference in the lives of the people who I share life with, right? Whether that be somebody in my real world, somebody in my family, a friend, an acquaintance, whether that be any of you online, right? It's very intentional. It's for a reason. It's for a very good reason. So this is why I teach. This is why I mentor, because I have these experiences. I have this knowledge. I have this wisdom within me through the unique experiences that life has brought me. And through the things that I have been through in my world and in this lifetime, and even beyond this lifetime, when you get to a certain level, I am able to use all of that to support others who may be in a similar place to where I was previously. This is why I started that first business, my first ever online business with that network marketing company back in 2016. Because I wanted to do something to make a difference in the lives of others. You know, that was why I chose to become a personal trainer and do fitness and nutrition coaching. Because I wanted to make a positive difference in the lives of others. Right? That was why I eventually evolved my fitness and nutrition coaching online to mindset and personal development. And from there into energy and spirit and the metaphysical. And from there, merging it all into holistic wellness coaching. Right? And from there, expanding into helping people more in the realms of their infinite potential. And then eventually having the guts to bring one of the most impactful and painful times of my life, which was when I almost lost my life years back, and bring that back and integrate that into my life and my world and the way that I choose to impact and serve others now. So like I said, now I serve people and teach them how to self-heal, which I wasn't ready to do that before. So I'm so happy that that is an active and integrated part of my work and business and the way that I'm helping people now. So this is why I have multiple sources of income. This is why I have so many different offers and ways to work with me in my world and in my businesses, right? This is why I run multiple businesses. They're all different avenues and areas through which I get to do what I know I am meant to do. And not only what I know I am meant to do, because there are things that we know and feel that we are meant to do. And then there are like just the things that we want to do, which many, many people, and especially in the spiritual world, they don't allow themselves to desire. And I just want to invite you to allow yourself to be a little bit selfish and go for the things that you want, you desire, the things that would just be fun and exciting. And, you know, even if they don't have a huge, enlightening, deep purpose, just let yourself be human and bask in the joys of life, the small joys, the little joys. Don't take it all so seriously. So I do everything I do in my life and my world and my reality in order to live this way, which is really just my greatest joy, my deepest fulfillment, my highest quality of life, right? So I get a little bit of that through every single area, through every single choice I make, through every way that I go about my life, right? So I want to invite you to think a little bit more about why you are the way you are, why you live the way you live, why you do the things that you do, day to day to day to day to day to day, moment to moment, moment to moment, moment to moment. And I want you to ask yourself, just really simply, is this really who I desire to be? Or is this really how I desire to live my life? Is this really how I desire to experience my reality, my time here? You know, my divine, precious time on earth, in this body, in this vessel, in this lifetime. Is this really what I want to be seeing? And if it's not, I want you to redecide now who you are and why you are going to choose to live in the ways that you choose to live moving forward. And get really clear on what those ways are, what needs to shift, what needs to happen, what do you need to do next? Because like I said, if you repeat the exact same things that you did previously, just like I did after the first time I got sick and almost lost my life, you will get the exact same results. You will end up right back where you started, which for me, like I said, it was sick again, it was ill again, it was dying again. I had to flip the script. So that's what I want to invite you to do, is flip that script, rewrite the story, decide how it is going to be now, next, and instead. And I want you to really be intentional and deliberate to ensure that the way that you do things moving forward is aligned with your highest quality of life, your highest radiance, your most free expression, your greatest joy, your deepest fulfillment, and anything else that you may desire for yourself and your life and your reality. Okay, my friends, that is what I have to share with you today. Thank you for sharing these moments with me, Facebook. Whether you're here live or on the replay, I hope you go out and make today the very best day of your entire life, because you can. You know, even if it's one of the hardest days, you can choose to see it and make it the best by extracting the gifts from those difficulties and challenges and even the deepest, darkest moments. Okay? Now, if you need support in any of this, feel free to reach out anytime. I have a ton of different experiences open to share with you, to support you, to walk with you on the journey. And I'll be sharing more about those on my stories, as well as on my Facebook and Instagram feeds. So stay tuned. Send me a message anytime to connect if you need support, if you're ready to dive into something new. I have all of the things. I love you all. Have the best day. Mwah. Ciao.